Hey, this is Joe
Spike.
Sean.
of Tikenside, and we're doing our very first podcast thing.
The E3 related one.
Yeah, we've decided to jump on the whole E3 bandwagon and
Just
talk
cause.
about the new next-gen consoles.
Mm.
So, who's got the first thing to say?
Okay, I think the big thing to talk about is let's go with the Xbox One.
Okay. Xbox One.
Like first, let's hear everyone's sum it up in a sentence or word even.
Okay.
One word,
One word.
Mr. Sean.
Oh god, it's me.
Sean.
Oh.
Sweat stripping.
Bring them in underpants. It's not.
Underpants. Sean's word is underpants.
Okay.
Let's see. I just think it's the wrong choice, really. Just.
We will go into detail.
Yeah, but I just think they flopped.
Flopped.
Yep.
I'm going to go with they were just too cocky.
Windows Vista.
He's got a point.
Technically, Windows Vista isn't hyphenated, so that's too.
Oh well, you did a sentence, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but the key word was cocky.
Okay, so obviously let's talk about just the Xbox One.
They came on, they were just like, we will make the best conference ever. You can watch TV on your TV with
Through
your console.
a console.
Yep.
I just love the fact that.
Just didn't work.
I just love the fact that, like, in some of the games, I think it was Forza, they said, we're not bothered about pixels or graphics. What do they do then? They bring up a car and compare it to the car on
Yeah.
screen.
But the thing is, next gen consoles were all kind of wanting to know what it can do.
Yeah, but still.
The thing is, I think the current gen consoles were fine and dandy.
Yep.
Because I think we kind of reached the level with this gen where it's kind of like the graphics are just fine.
It's just the running power and what you can put into it.
It's just good enough to like pass a lot of stuff off.
Yeah.
And the ones that like try and push it too far, they end up. You kind of start reaching the uncanny valley then where it just doesn't. Quite
It's not that
right.
they've so much changed to get it, like what the graphics are and stuff. The Xbox One, it's just the policies and how you play.
It's just all the restrictions
Yeah.
they throw in, which pretty much brought the devastation of the Xbox One.
It's like imagine you've got an iTunes update and like when you get the would you like this update, you just click it. This one you require 20 clicks before you. Like, it's just like hassle. It's just needless additions.
Yeah,
if it runs
it's
fine.
more of an inconvenience than anything else, really.
So obviously, let's talk about the not being able to share with friends.
I just
called it.
I just think it's a very bad idea. I mean, you can share a game with your friends, one game, but you have to be in your friends list for
Well,
30
it's
days.
10, isn't it? It's
Once. You only
yeah,
have to do
once.
it once.
10 people you can share it with, isn't it?
No,
One person.
Oh.
One person, one game, 30
How,
days.
how it's going to work is if you trade it with someone,
Yeah.
you
Lose
can
everything.
only do it once.
But if you
And you
lend
have to
it,
be on your profile for 30 days. If you take that game to someone else's house and play it,
yes.
the Xbox has to check in that you're logged in every hour.
Hang on. So can you log in on your account to
You
someone
log
else's
into
console?
your account on another console
That's kind of cool.
Then
and play that game on someone else's console.
I like the idea of being able to sign into your account though. That's kind of cool.
but isn't it like
But it checks in because that's not your Xbox.
Yeah.
It's not the primary profile. It checks in every hour instead of every 24 hours. It's like,
and
it's still you. Good.
and also if you aren't online, you're only allowed to play games for like an hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that's it. You're fucked.
I thought it was like you have to check 24 hours.
Now there's a 24-hour check-in clock,
Yeah.
right? And if you don't check in those 24 hours, then your Xbox pretty much becomes a brick, and you can only play games for 1 hour until you check back in. But that's awful.
But you can still watch TV on it.
Yeah, but that's just absolutely awful because let's say the raw areas or people who can't have constant internet connection.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad is that going to be then? And let's say if Microsoft go down, if they go down for like 24 hours or 48 hours, or let's say if you're there's a maintenance problem,
Yeah.
with your router and that, you're fucked.
Yeah. Or you go on holiday.
I think the problem is, do you check in at any time with that, or is it just a specific Microsoft time?
Unless there's like a clock in the corner.
Yeah, because it's kind of like.
But
Then-
don't forget the Xbox One, it's going to be region locked.
Yeah.
Don't forget. And it's only getting released in 21 countries, and none of them are going to be in Asia. So if you live in Asia, sorry, but they
No,
said that
well.
you won't get the Xbox One. I think it might be called sometimes, but you won't get the Xbox One until they said late 2014. So if the sales are good in that, you might get it. If not, then good luck.
Yeah.
But
I don't think Asia's really the target.
I know it's not the target
though,
market, but it's still a huge
because
market.
their target market is middle class to well off Americans.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, well, that doesn't really apply to us.
Americans.
We're British.
Because
We're all
everything that they've shown is to do with American TV.
Yeah, like the NFL and all that.
And American sports, and it's kind of they've given no implication that it's going to be like, say, to
I mean, if they threw in Dave,
FA
Yeah.
or anything like that.
I don't know, it's like they've just kind of done an exhibit, like they put TV on your TV.
It's just one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're Microsoft and we're American.
The one thing I will give to the Xbox is oh, I forgot it. That doesn't matter. What was it? Oh no, I can't remember. Yeah.
The one thing you would do, I can't remember my positive points.
I don't know. The post, I quite like how you can sign someone else's thing. Obviously no, but I think like if the PS3 had
you can
PS4,
do that anyway.
Can you?
Yeah, that's the point of the cloud.
So I could sign into me on
Right, what-
your Xbox.
Yeah, if you save your games onto the cloud,
Yeah.
sign into your profile on my Xbox.
Yeah.
You could download those saves from the cloud onto my Xbox.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That already exists.
Oh, I did not know this.
What I find funny though is that
If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can do it with the PlayStation as well.
So,
So that thing already happens. It's already there.
what I find funny though is, remember a while ago when they said that you can now have unlimited access to games with friends and family on your own console.
Yeah.
Well bloody done, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Well
that
done.
was the big thing. You can play with people in your house.
Gee, I didn't know you could do that.
I don't really know who they're aiming at though, the Xbox.
And it's just,
Is it-
well, it's not gaming now, is it? So.
Well, the way they kind of said it was they were like, oh, if you can play with, your family and stuff, same room, all that governs. But the thing is, who's really going to be putting on their Xbox to spend family time?
Yeah.
Because the idea of gaming is to avoid your family.
Unless you're all going to be playing a game together.
There's no point.
There's no real point. It's more. It just doesn't really seem like they're aiming at a particular person. We're trying to aim at everybody at the same time.
Please the many, just have to please the many, then needs the few.
Yeah.
Mm.
It seems a bit silly, and with the whole used games thing, they've kind of
Oh,
looked
yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
talk about
oh,
this
yeah.
actually.
they've looked at the PC and kind of went, well, we'll get more money if they always buy the games new, but because that's what PC games do, and it's kind of like, well,
PC has Steam.
it's a different audience because it's going to be like basically completely digital. Like I remember watching a Total Biscuit video, and he said there's no big deal about it because PC gamers have done it for years.
Yeah.
Essentially, the way Microsoft doing it is wrong, but at the end of the day, digital is kind of the next step.
Yeah.
But the thing is, PC gamers are PC gamers, but people who just buy a console to play,
Video
the
games.
odd,
Yeah.
people who buy a console are a completely different market. Like the games I get for my PC, they're completely different from the games I'm going to buy for my console. The ones I get from the PC, I know I'm going to sit down and
Enjoy.
I'm
Well,
going
not enjoy, but
I'm buying them new, and I'm going
Yeah.
to invest a lot of time in them. A lot of the console games I get will tend to be either stuff I can't run on my
I thought you were going to say
PC.
PS. I thought you were going to say PS3 then, with the Dead Space and that.
and the ones that I can just shove in and
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Fair
And
enough.
Usually I will get I might get a pre-owned game if it's on the cheap,
Yeah.
because that's kind of the whole point of console games.
I mean, with me with pre-owned games now, I just look for. I don't bother with new unless we go half like and trade some
Yeah.
old stuff in. But now I just look for pre-owned games now because I'm jobless. So
Yeah.
I was the same way when I on my second year of college. I literally didn't pay for a single video game for like 2 years because I was going. I like realized I never used any points for the local gaming shop, like royalty reward points, and I just used them all in that like 1 year.
Yeah.
So I didn't use actual hard tender to buy any games. But you know, the whole Microsoft eliminating that is a bit.
Yeah, a bit of a like shooting themselves in the foot.
Which brings us on to the PS4.
Well,
Yeah,
there's just one thing I need to just say.
Go ahead.
This is just news. I actually don't know if it's true or not. It's about the Kinect. No, Kinect, always watching, blah, 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 crap.
I
Well,
don't like the fact someone's always watching you.
well, just creep them out, really. Just let's creep them out, really. Let's say if they're always watching you, just perform like a ritual sacrifice or something like that.
My name.
Or play the games naked. You never know.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like,
People are kind of scared about Microsoft watching them naked with the Kinect. And I don't, theoretically, that is true, but
I thought that's what chat roulette was for.
it is what it's for.
Well, yeah, there's another about...
One-off video coming soon.
Yeah, good. I'll finish my point when you make yours.
Yeah, well, there's this is just from a review, and it said something about the Kinect, saying that you need to play a single-player Kinect game. You need at least a 4'7" room. That's what I was suffering that to play a single-player game.
Yeah.
And to play a multiplayer Kinect game, you actually need a 6 foot room without anything in it. So that's crap. Yeah.
I will make my room grow.
Yeah. In Britain, that's a bad idea.
Like a black box where he pushes the wall to impress a woman.
And there's this one thing, it's just you know, Dom Matrick.
I don't know what that is.
The I think he's the presenter, was he?
Was he the guy? Oh yeah, what he said.
It's basically what he said in the interview before the press conference was for those who can't get instant access.
Yeah, get a 360.
Just get a 360. If those who can't buy access, we have to go a solution that it's called an Xbox 360.
Well, Jeff Knightley was like, oh, so just get a 360, and as he was going to finish, he was like, thanks for watching, everyone. And just completely cut him off.
You heard it yourself, guys. Xbox don't want you to buy their new console.
Because what they did was they've redone the 360 again, haven't they?
It's just a 360 with a new skin pack.
Hey, look at my 360. Looks like an Xbox One. So now, even if you get a 360,
Oh yeah, they made a new design, didn't he?
You can still look like the popular kids.
You're paying. How much is it?
Popular's not the word I'd use right now.
Sorry, the rich kids.
And just how much is the new Xbox 360?
I don't know. It's probably going to be the same price.
360 would probably be slightly cheaper, I'd say, than the current one.
Well, you're paying for a new 360 when it's just obviously a new skin for your 360.
Well, it was sort of the same when the PS2 brought out the
most
PS2.
unreliable console ever.
I have had 4 now, 5.
I've had one. Mine only died from wear and tear and had it for 6 years.
I'm on my second one, and it died just within its 1 year store warranty.
Oh, lucky
It
man.
was just like the day before. Right, I got it on Boxing Day, and it died Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like, replace it, and they're like, fuck.
So I went in, and he was like, I got this literally last year. And he's like, what's up with it? And when it red lighted yesterday, and it was like, sorry, dude. I just took the box and went,
I remember when my first Xbox died.
And then that man got promoted.
it was like,
When I broke my first Xbox, I didn't have the receipt, packaging or anything. And it was within warranty, and I went into HMV, that's where I got it.
Yeah.
And the girl there was just like, oh yeah, we'll sort it. I was like, oh wow. She gave me like just a brand new, like fancy one. She was like, do you want your memory? I was like, yeah.
like
HMV,
the
pretty
thing
cool.
with the red light is when it's done, it's done. But with the PS3's yellow light, it's kind of just like,
you know when you said
it's a sign it's on the way out.
Well, when you said red light, what about my 360? It had about 4 red lights and
yours-
then 4 back. It was Jesus incarnate.
Yours was just Xbox Jesus. It refused. It wasn't even Xbox Jesus. It was like
The second coming.
it was like Wolverine. It just refused to die.
Yeah, what happens, right, because our 360 got loads of red rings, and pretty much 5 minutes later it was perfectly fine. And the only reason why it died is just because the laser burnt out, and that's it. And then my dad looked around, and well, when your dad looks at console,
Yeah.
you know, I was like,
Well, we'll see like if they keep the red ring thing sort of thing.
no, I don't think, I think
Like I'm curious like how you'll know if it dies, because as far as I can see it didn't have the sort of circle light.
yeah.
But I'm sure you'll know if it dies.
Well, as long as the PS4 doesn't have the yellow ring.
Don't know, it's always best to wait a few months before getting the next gen console.
Yeah, I know, because I'm going to wait for it to go a bit cheaper. Even
And
though
then-
it's extremely cheaper than the friggin' £100 cheaper than the friggin' Xbox.
Isn't it, Yusuf? It's clever to wait a few months.
Sorry, I was literally just out the room for
Yeah.
2 seconds while it
Console
carried on.
price.
Oh yeah, console price.
Oh, well, I was talking about something else. That's fine.
What? I've never finished my Kinect. I'll finish my Kinect talk in a minute. Yeah, it's just a lot. Sorry, what did you say? Like I said, I was out the room
Yeah,
for 2 seconds.
I was
Ring of
just
death.
thinking it's
Yeah.
always clever to wait a few months
Yeah, it
until
is.
after, just because they'll be like sorting out updates and
Yeah,
Kinect
like when
and
the
stuff.
PS3 came out, there was a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, without problems.
It was like really, really, really slow.
It was like I had Skyrim syndrome.
Oh god.
PS3 Skyrim was awful.
Is it
So
so awful?
I don't know. I traded it in, didn't I?
Really?
So, yeah, I got rid of it when I got a 360. So I was like, I can't deal with it anymore. It's
Yeah.
crashing and everything. The only thing I do miss about the PS3 one is if you play it on PS3, one thing PS3 one has the Xbox doesn't is in Skyrim you actually have an animation when you equip a staff.
Really?
As a person. Yeah, he like kind of grabs it off his back and flips it.
I'm sure that happens in Xbox.
It doesn't. It just kind of teleports in your hand.
Yeah.
You just go.
Alright, shall we move on to the next topic?
I want to make my Connect point.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's been on that.
the sinister thing about the Kinect isn't that it can watch naked or stuff like that, because you know the webcam can do it. Can do
Anyway.
that. If they were gonna do that, why would they really?
No,
It's more about marketing and what they could theoretically do with that technology is go, right, you're on Netflix, you wanna rent a movie off us, but there's 5 people in that room, so we can charge you for all them people. Theoretically, that's what they could do with it.
I don't think it will.
I think theoretically they would, because of Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose.
Because, you know, they could go, oh, you get a discount if you're on your own. Or if there's like
Just for lonely people.
You haven't got friends. Discount. You got friends. Charge extra.
but if you're sitting there with, say, I don't know, because they apparently can recognise your family, so it'll be like, oh yeah,
How the hell do they know who the hell's in your family anyway? You can bring in like a
It'll be
family.
face recognition, won't it?
It's got like a face recognition thing. That's why what they're saying is people in your family can use your profile,
Right.
like, to do some of the extra gubbins. So it's kind of like, if they, how they could work it is they could recognise the people within your family. If anyone outside of your family comes in
Yeah.
and they want to access certain content, they could charge more. Theoretically, they could do that.
Hopefully you won't.
I don't really care. I'm not getting one.
I
I
suppose
know, I'm
that
not
if-
getting one.
If they're doing like what they've done with like, so it's up to the game developers to pick if they want online passes, etc., stuff like that. I suppose they could do it with the movie companies as well.
They could. They could do it with like Netflix and Love Film and stuff,
Yeah.
if they so desired,
Well,
or even use their own ones. But though on the subject of the whole multimedia thing, I think Sony once again has the leg up.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they were just like, oh yeah, Did you guys forget that we make our own TV shows and movies?
Like
Did you
The
forget
Switcher.
that we make Breaking Bad? Did you?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched Breaking Bad, really want to.
I haven't watched, but I've heard very good things, and they're just like,
Alex
if you're a
won't shut up.
PlayStation Plus
It's meant to be
subscriber,
awesome.
ooh, I wonder what you can watch.
Alex won't shut up. Al.
It is meant to be really, really good.
They do like sell their own, like published, you know, gubbins through the Sony market anyway.
Yeah.
They already do that, so
Whilst we're on the
fact that they're
topic,
gonna do it more.
let's talk about Sony, shall we?
I like
Yay,
Sony.
Sony.
Right now. I've always been a Sony fanboy.
So Xbox, I used to be, I was Xbox. I did have a PS2 before the Xbox, but my first my first Xbox game was like Halo and Battlefront 2. So I was also like, even though they were both, not Halo, Battlefront 2 was on PS2.
I can't remember my first one.
I still like fell in love with the Xbox just because, you know,
My very first console was PlayStation 1, then I got a PlayStation 2.
Sega for me.
SNES.
Then I got
That was my first
a
console.
PS3 when it came out. Like as soon as it came out, I got that.
Yeah,
It wasn't like on the day, but it was like a couple months later.
yeah, I
And
remember.
then just after that, I got a PSP as well.
Yeah,
Hello, PSP.
Good old PSP.
Monster Hunter.
That's why I got it.
Yep.
Well, we'll
That's
come
why
on
we
to
all
that.
got it.
Yeah. How I met Sean.
Yeah, it's how I true.
I just kind of turned up one day. I was like, hello.
I'm like, hello, I don't have one. I will.
But yeah. So obviously the Xbox has the press conference, and it didn't go great. Let's say. But the best thing about Sony's conference was obviously the crowd's reaction was great every time
They didn't need to do anything. All what Sony really needed to do was not be Microsoft.
Yeah.
And they done. And they did that.
I love how, it was the CEO of Sony who was giving the conference.
Yeah.
Every time the crowd reacted, you saw his like money grinned. He was just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be rich.
I watched the Sony conference abridged thing in the very
Oh yeah.
last line.
Yes, you're all mine.
It was just like just made me laugh so much. What was it? It was like, yes, Microsoft has abandoned you. Come here. You're all mine.
The thing is that they have, like, Xbox
Yeah,
was
they
the
have.
more popular console, like, really. And it was true, most people use their Xboxes statistically for as a media device, like DVD player, etc. But a huge game market, like Call of Duty sold a lot more on Xbox than did PS3, and that's a good example because Call of Duty sells like
It's
mad.
down to price because the 360 was the cheaper console on, not only on release, but by the time the PlayStation came out, it was like a year later.
Yeah.
So people who were waiting for the next gen didn't want to wait that year anyway, so they just got an Xbox.
Yeah.
So it was statistically the whole number of people who wanted a console would just get an Xbox, and with me being patient, got a PlayStation.
I just got everything.
No, I was patient with the PlayStation.
Eventually an Xbox.
I was patient with the PlayStation.
Obviously thingy.
Because I got one last year.
Die.
No. I got the PlayStation before it died.
Oh, yeah,
And then the Xbox felt jealous
Die.
and died. It felt misused.
It was
Misplaced.
just like, they do not need me anymore. My time is done.
But yeah, the PS4 is looking good. The only downside is with the PlayStation Plus, but it's not really a downside because we've paid for Xbox Live that long.
It is and it isn't. It's not bad, but it's not good either because it's kind of like PlayStation players were always under the impression that we didn't need to pay.
Yeah.
Because with the PS3, they were just like, we will never charge. When you brought out the PlayStation Plus subscription thing, they were like, we still won't charge people for playing online.
Yeah.
Because this is how gaming should be. It should be free, and you should get the whole shebang. Because, you've already went out and you've already bought the console, and you've already bought the game, so you shouldn't really need to buy anything else.
The thing is though, like, I played RuneScape and I got a membership. I paid £1 a month. It's like my point is, if you had to pay a subscription for every game, for example, it would be more expensive than just a one-off.
But not every. That's not
Plus.
really the point of it, though, is it?
No.
Because not every game is going to need a subscription.
Nope.
If it's just a tacked-on multiplayer, it's not really subscription-based. Whereas RuneScape was like a full-on. Granted, it was a full-on MMO,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like, here's a bunch of free stuff. When you're done with that, give us money.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's apples and oranges, like looking at an apple and going, well, it could be more like an orange, but it's not.
I'm fine with the Plus system personally.
Yeah, I'm actually fine. I actually never got a PlayStation
I
Plus.
don't have a problem with it, but it's kind of like, well,
It's just kind of like, but like if you look at the whole conference as a whole.
I don't dislike it, but I don't like it. I'm just indifferent about it. If I've got to, I'll do it.
Yeah.
The whole used game thing was actually down to the fans anyway, because originally they were going to have a DRM system in it, and they were contemplating whether to put it in, but there was a big online campaign where gamers just went no,
And the thing is,
and
like,
Sony went fine.
I think the big one after in gaming community wise was after Mass Effect 3, like the uproar and like we actually got them to change the ending. Like I think like publishers and software developers are now thinking, right, if we do listen to the community, it will benefit the game.
Once again, this is something I've said for like years. Every time you got to complain about this stuff, and you guys have went, no, I don't
You know
need to
me, I'm very
complain."
complacent.
Yeah, it's like just very complaining. I won't make a difference.
I let everyone else. I just play the difference.
Alex is too lazy.
Well, but I kind of just like.
So is Mike.
I mean, like I enjoy Dead Island. That's the biggest example I can give. Like, it's
I
broken.
enjoyed Dead Island.
Yeah.
I figured I'd buy it, and even though I hated the game, but about halfway, well, not even halfway through after the first chapter, I played that right till the end, and I beat the final boss on my own because the online didn't work with me.
Say it.
I was kind of like misplacing with the DMC.
Mm.
And when he first came out, I remember I think it was you who showed me the image of the new Dante, the very first image.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck have you done to him? But
Thing is, it's not that. It's that design, not that game.
I know, but then they released them, and I was like, okay, what have you done to it? It's a bit crap and that. And then they showed gameplay. I was like, it's slow and that. But the more I watched it, the more I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I can see the positives of that they were doing.
This is worrying me because this could like relate to the Xbox One.
Because everything
don't
you
forget,
say
no.
can relate to it.
Talk about PS3.
Yeah.
Talk about everything.
But yeah, and the PS4 as well also has a lot more exclusives on the way.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, with Xbox One, like I am a big Halo fanboy, but do you really want another Halo? Do you really want another Gears of War?
I really didn't.
Do you really want another Fable? Like,
you know what?
new IPs are the way forward.
I mean, I got tired of them.
I don't mind if they do something interesting with the IP, but the thing with Halo is it's more of the same.
It is. Don't get me wrong, I do love Halo.
They kind of went off on a bit of the right direction with stuff like ODST, and I don't know everyone liked that, but it was original in the
Halo
universe.
Like Halo Wars.
You didn't have to. You weren't playing as a beefed up super soldier. You couldn't take as much hits. So
you were just a human, weren't you?
Yeah, you had to be a little bit more strategic about how you were playing the game until you got that level where you just got rocket launchers for the entire level.
Yeah.
Any
But it's kind of like the thing with the whole game is standing up though is when we do, we win, but everyone's too scared to do it.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we like the game, so we don't want to complain. But we saw it with Mass Effect that we eventually got our own way.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it earlier than that with Infamous 2.
Really? Infamous
Yeah.
Change the
Infamous
voice
2.
actor.
Because Infamous 2, the original voice actor, right, he basically said, when he was told, like, not to, say he's going to be in Infamous 2, he went, oh, I've just got the part of Cole McGrath again. And everyone was just, Insomniac just went, no, you don't. Out. You can't keep secrets.
Yeah.
And then you got another guy, and they had to change the character model.
Yeah.
And he looked a lot younger. He had like long hair and stuff.
I remember.
And people just went, no, that's not the hero that we like. That's not the character that we relate to.
It's not Cole.
Old
Because
Cole.
they went with a completely opposite character. Because a lot of the critics, like gaming journalists and reviewers and stuff, turned around and said, well, he's an angry potato. But what Insomniac... Oh, was it Insomniac? No, it was Sucker Punch, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sucker Punch.
There was no big guns, so it wasn't something.
They turned round and they were like, well, we better change this guy because that's what people want because they listen to the reviewers and stuff. And what they didn't realise was the gamers were just like, they fell in love with the angry potato Cole. He was all grumpy all
So
the
it's like
time.
if they gave Kratos an afro and made him happy. No.
Yeah.
Eventually they changed him again. They changed the voice actor again and they changed the character model to look more like the first one.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of a happy middle ground.
Yeah.
Not everyone got their way, but it was a compromise for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the people who got the sack, they weren't happy,
No.
but
No.
and that's kind of why the Mass Effect ending didn't bother me as much anymore because it's not the best,
What was it?
but it's not it's
it
it's
was
an
better than what it
improvement,
was.
it's a compromise,
Yeah.
and that's all we really need. Like I wasn't
Just to
even
know that we're listened to.
Yeah,
I suppose.
I'm not even too fussed that they got rid of DRM. What I honestly think they should have done with the whole online pass thing was if the game had an online pass, then the multiplayer should always be available to download separately. That way, if you don't buy the full game,
You don't need the online pass.
then you can just get and you're just interested in the multiplayer. You get the multiplayer anyway. Like take Mass Effect. If people take Mass Effect, if it wasn't for the multiplayer, I would have got it for PS3.
Yes.
But I got it for 360, so I could play with my friends.
Speed Racer.
So, if they would have done that system, they would have got me to buy the game and the multiplayer.
Yes.
And people who weren't going to buy the game anyway
Like so, it's like as an
would buy
on-demand
the
game.
multiplayer.
Even like just
Yeah.
that should be the online pass.
You just buy. If you didn't buy the game, you could buy the multiplayer separately. And depending on how they want to work it, so if they charge for map packs, you have the game for free.
Yes.
It's a free download. They're making money off map packs. If they charge for the game, if they charge for the multiplayer, then everything's free, like it was.
I
Mass
suppose
Effect.
that's why Call of Duty is quite good, because you get the multiplayer with it free, and then the map packs are
The map
paid
pack.
for.
Because there's a big thing about online purchases. They're all horrible and bad, but they're not. It's how these
They go
companies
about
are
it.
using them.
Yeah.
That's bad or good. If you have them, like there's a difference between micro and macro transactions. Macro, map packs, micro,
Indeed.
Yeah.
little nice skins and stuff. You also shouldn't have went a battle. You should never go the route to Battlefield and just
3, where you just pay fucking forever.
pay for new weapons and everything. Defeats the whole idea of progressing through the multiplayer.
I did enjoy Battlefield 3, and I just got nuts with DLC and subscriptions and.
I traded it in as soon as EA said we're getting rid of the dedicated servers.
We
Yeah,
played
that's what I
that a
did.
lot. We
Yeah,
played that game quite a bit.
that's when I got rid of that game, and then once again gamers stood up and went, no.
Connecting was a bitch.
Oh my god, that was awful.
But
that.
once you were in, you just played forever, which was really
Yeah.
good. But that was fun. But
On the subject, back onto the PS4 though,
oh yeah.
Planet Side 2
Oh no, we'll talk games in a minute.
died.
We'll talk games of
Yeah,
E3.
fine, I'm waiting until my Planet
Let's
Side 2.
talk about Nintendo then.
Woo! Nintendo.
They
Is
didn't
there
show.
anything else left for the PS4 before we go on to Nintendo?
I'm curious about the touchpad thing. How they got on the pad. I'm curious how that will be implemented.
I kind of think.
Would it be like the Vita?
I think the Vita was kind of the prototype for this pad, you know.
I think that's.
I think
because
they
no
brought-
one bought the Vita.
I think
Apart
they,
from Mike.
they like went right. We can kind of put this on a PSP and see where we go with it. See
And
how
then-
people react to it.
And then if it's successful, we can improve and
I
then make it
like
bigger.
the way they're connecting everyone together. as
Still
well.
waiting for the banana pad, personally.
I like the design.
I
of the
like the
banana
banana
pad
pad.
because I think the trigger buttons would have worked better than the existing pad because the NAF, especially when you go back to play people. In fact, Spike's been playing God of War. How bad are the trigger buttons? in
They
that?
No, they're
are
awful.
atrocious.
They are atrocious in the first one because you're trying to open a door, but the
They
R2
would-
doesn't work properly.
Like you press it, it's
Yeah.
like, and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
no,
like, no!
stay down.
I have to freaking use like a crab position, like hold it on the side and go for it. But it's annoying when a blade's coming towards you from the opposite end.
I'm curious if the PS4 pad will have those sorts of triggers or the Xbox triggers, which
I'm
like,
not sure.
I just hope to go back to the PlayStation 2 ones, really.
Yeah.
just like really little ones, just
Yeah, but-
not.
Because
Yeah.
all what the existing pad was they took the banana pad and they just replaced
Yeah.
the shell basically.
Mm.
Because the whole idea behind the banana pad was it was going to work with the
Oh yeah, they
six
just
axis, wasn't it?
layer.
I remember that just looked so promising.
The trailer was so good, and then the game was so bad.
It was. It
Yeah,
No.
let's not even go into layer. But
Nintendo, shall we move
I
on to Nintendo before we
I
end?
don't think we're done with PS4 because there's a lot to talk about.
it's like the
good
console,
stuff.
so I don't know. I don't know.
It's in their
We'll go into games in a minute.
Yeah, it's going to games a bit. Let's discuss
It's in
discuss it.
italics.
Yeah, oh yeah, the design of the PS3.
Yeah, it's
was
all like,
awful.
hey, look, I'm a little mini PS3.
The
PS3,
Xbox One is so big.
and I'm going this way.
But the thing is, I can't like about the Xbox One. It's reminding me of literally the first Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just fucking huge and needless. Like, could you put the Xbox on a
Yeah,
shelf?
They
It was
said
always on the
that, didn't they? They
floor.
were just like, we're going
Oh.
back to the basics and then design inspired by the original Xbox.
Hopefully it won't
And it just like I saw the
overheat, 'cause
size
it's
of it.
Oh,
so it's
yeah,
like,
You're gonna have to buy like a fan, like the PS3 when it first came out.
It's like a PC tower, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like,
it's like a model.
it looks huge. But the PS4, I like and dislike it. I like
I
it standing
don't
up,
mind
but on its side, I just.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind.
It's
It's fine.
it's small enough and thin enough to fit in places.
Yeah.
And you get the stand-up tower. That's even better.
Yeah, my thing is though, because mine will be lying down.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, when you put a USB on it and you think it's in, but you're actually at the top, so you're gonna have to slide
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
That'll be tricky when you
At
can't
least
see
it won't
it.
be as bad as the 360. We've got to open a little flap with no light in.
And then try and guess.
And then it's like closing. You're like, no.
I hate that, especially because I was playing it
I
last
can
night.
never get the USB right side. It's always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that scene from Elgin. Nope.
But yeah, at Nintendo, they didn't show. But basically, Nintendo didn't really need to show off the console. 'Cause
No.
like,
I
It
haven't
was just
saw a
pretty
whole
much
lot
gaming.
of the
they just shown
Nintendo
off
stuff.
a ton of games.
I love
Did
that.
they?
Yeah.
Because I
Totally
because
did.
I had
All
to
I
watch
know
the.
is the Pokemon stuff that they brought out. They were just like, look,
Yeah.
Pokemon, hard mode Pokemon.
I'd say
new
like
Pokemon type.
I mean,
Pokemon.
yeah, Pokemon. There's a new type.
Upset, really.
It's fairy. It's super effective against dragon.
but that will.
I'm good with that.
Same,
Dragon's okay.
it makes it balanced.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, with what Nintendo did was they had the console, and after Xbox One, I think people, like, well, ourselves in general, we're getting Wii U's because we've kind of realised it is. That's what I got to be. That's what the Xbox made. It's like the Xbox One went for marketing, commercials, brands,
Oh, and
advertising,
I watched the Mario stuff as well.
and the Wii U. From day one, just focused on games.
Yeah.
And we all figured that's
Well,
what the next gen would do.
Well, the Wii U has just already released a console, didn't it?
Yeah,
So it's just going to focus on what it does best,
The
which
thing
is
with
games.
the Wii U is they already did all this stuff last year.
Yeah.
They already went, right, we've done all our little fancy like
and
show
it's
off
all
our
worked.
stuff.
The pads and all that
Well,
stuff.
Yeah,
works
apparently it all works really good.
I mean, I watched the E3 Nintendo thing online, and it was laggy as hell.
They have shown
Right,
a good
but-
30, 40 games.
But I was one of the 85,000 that actually was watching that online video, and I watched the whole thing through. It was like, there was some bits skipping that, but there was a load of games.
It is
I was
growing,
oh,
like
it's-
the Nintendo market's growing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well,
PS4 will win, but
they've
Nintendo,
done the whole hardware thing already, so now all what they did this E3 was show up and go, we got games.
but they've shown graphics in the games as well, which is
The
new for
graphics look
Nintendo.
really good.
Oh yeah,
Like that game
because-
X,
Well,
that was
yeah.
really
the
good.
gra-
Project X.
the graphics on the Wii U is kind of like a more polished version of this gen.
And that's the thing as well. We don't.
It's slightly more polished than this gen,
Nintendo.
which
have
I'm
said-
cool with because the
they did
graphics,
good enough.
the
Yep.
graphics this gen, like I said, are fine. This gen, let's not forget, gave us Metal Gear Solid 4, which is a very, very pretty game movie.
Crisis game,
And
Yeah,
and
the
Crisis, these people kind of like
Battlefield 3.
fell all over these games when they came, and the God of War series.
What's next on these consoles? You can see the sweat pouring from their glass.
But the thing is that, like, the big thing not to forget is Nintendo always focused on the main thing, which is gameplay.
Yeah.
Like look at the Mario games. They are, like, if you look at even the most recent ones, they're not astounding to look at, really.
But it's just fun.
But it's so fun. It's just so fun.
That's what
They
Nintendo
are
had to
and
focus on.
not, because
Like EDF
Nintendo
2017.
tend to focus more on a cartoony aesthetic, because that's why their games look really good over the years. If
Yep.
you go back and play Mario 64, it's pixely blobby goodness, but it looks really, it looks really nice though, because
It's colourful.
It's colourful. You go in, you're like, oh, there's lots of reds and greens and blues.
It shows you
and yellows."
games can be made without using greys and browns.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Resistance 2 there.
Resistance 2 they added green.
And Resistance 1.
My
Resistance
God.
1 was grey and
Resistance 1
brown.
was grey and brown, but it was England.
Resistance
so
2 was brown and green.
Well, with our shit weather anyway.
Resistance 3.
It's perfect.
It worked really well because you play the game like, wow, this is really depressing, and then look outside. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's like that. Oh, they haven't got England spot on. Wait a sec. Yep.
It is really depressing. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's been sunny this week, but
I mean,
it's,
to be honest
where we
though, I
are
was
now,
quite-
there's a big great.
But tomorrow,
cloud
though,
behind
I'm
me.
quite surprised how long the sun came out for.
Oh, it was a good 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nintendo did a damn good job this E3, I thought.
There's not much to really say.
No, they
about
just
them.
brought out a lot of games, that's what we want.
Like I said, Microsoft and Sony are just showing off the consoles right now.
I think Wii U's going to be
But
doing pretty
Wii
good.
U's already out, and they're just here's some games and fun stuff. Remember, we're happy fun time. We got your nan to play a Vigima game.
This is true.
Everyone's nan has now played a Wii. My
Apart from
nan
mine.
has played a
My
Wii.
aunt played Wii.
Man, I think mine now won't touch it.
She played Wii bowling.
Speaking of games, let's
Right.
talk. Okay,
I've
start
I've
with.
got a list.
Let's go with what's the big games for everyone? About the like
got
not
so
all of
many
them,
big
but
games.
Oh.
like just like not gameplay trailer. What are you excited about?
Well, I'm excited for free.
Everything
Yeah.
shown on the PS4.
Let's
They showed me everything they showed me apart from the
Yeah,
racing
we'll
stuff.
fire. We'll take turns. Just
Okay.
fire.
Start with Sean.
Okay, we'll start
One
with the
game.
Okay.
Got one game at a time.
Okay.
Then we can all talk.
One game PS4 has to be. Oh crap! Sorry.
Just any game from E3.
Final Fantasy 15.
13 to 15.
Final
13 versus... No, 15 now. It's 15. We
Those
made
don't
a
know
game.
me.
We added 2 numbers. It's fine.
There's too many of them.
We did a more to correspond with Final Fantasy 13, so we changed it to
Best
15.
announcement, I'm going to interject, and it's to do with Square Enix,
Go on.
because they were just like, oh look, Final Fantasy 13 versus now 15 again, because we can't make up our mind with numbers. And then they just went, and
Kingdom Hearts
3 is in production.
I think I'm gonna play 1 and 2 with my brothers got them.
It's what they're gonna do, and I know I said The Last of Us was gonna be my last PS3 purchase, but
Are they making the Kingdom Hearts 3?
they've announced that they're gonna bring out in September Kingdom Hearts HD edition, which is Kingdom Hearts 1, the completed
Yeah.
version,
And the PSP one.
and 2 of the PSP ones.
Really?
Yeah, they're
I
like,
might just wait.
You can buy Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PSN, can't you?
yeah.
I've got them on
But
this.
I'm more interested in like the ones that like the spin-off games that I didn't
Yeah.
play.
Oh, like Memories of Sleep? Or...
Yeah, they all link in. Like, I didn't play those games,
Yeah.
but when I played Kingdom Hearts 2, I had no clue what was going on. Like, I don't know if
characters
anyone's
thrown
ever
in.
played it, but it's
Were they
like,
meant to be like interlinked or something like that?
yeah,
or-
they're all the game. There's no side game.
It's
in
all
there.
it's all one
They
story.
all have to do with the main game.
It's also like
No,
God of War.
I
in that
started,
sense.
I
Yeah,
started
because-
playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and anyone who didn't play the spin-offs and played this one, played Kingdom Hearts 2, you put in the game like, I'm going to play as Sora, and you start out with this completely different character, and I was like, who the hell is this guy?
But, yeah.
And you
so-
spend the whole beginning game as this other fella, and I'm like, I don't know who this person is, and then you develop new relationships, and it was really heartbreaking.
Big game
moments.
for me of E3 was The Division. The
Yeah,
Division,
yeah, you showed
Ubisoft
me
and
that.
Tom Clancy's one. It's an open world MMO shooter. And I'm like, just in general, like the amount of MMOs coming out for the new consoles, they're like shooter wise, in
I
general.
think I'm on. This is another thing I'm going to be looking out for. It's another reason why I'm not getting the PS3 on release. I'm going to wait.
PS3.
PS4
Yeah.
on release. I'm going to be waiting a fair while about it
4 or 5 months, I think.
because yeah.
I might just
I'm-
probably,
I'm-
you know me, I'll probably get day one.
I'm going to say 6 months is a nice little time gap.
Yeah.
Because we'll have Monster Hunter 3 anyway.
Because during that time,
You can join
during
me
that
in my-
time gap, you can really watch what's going on. Because the way they're bringing out these MMOs, I'm not sure what the new servers are going to be like. Because if they're going to
Let the
charge for these
servers sort
servers,
out.
they're going to have to make them good. Because people coming over from the 360 are going to expect that, and the people who are upgrading on the PS3 are going to expect that.
Thing is with Tom Clancy
if they're
though,
not good-
he just does no DLC. So like we don't have to worry. You buy the game, that's
Well,
it.
that's the
Basically.
thing with an MMO. It's going to have to be DLC.
Yeah.
So in some way, shape, or form, you need some form of transactions, because that's what a lot of console games
Well,
are.
it
prepared for.
had that thing. It had like what Guild Wars 2 has. It has player events, which I quite like.
Yeah,
It'll say
yeah, that
this
was
area
good.
is under attack,
Yeah.
and like I like that.
I like a living, breathing MMO. Like I love that type of stuff. I really hope Elder Scrolls Online has that
Yeah.
as well.
I know Destiny has that as well.
Because the thing is, I've started playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now I play a lot of Guild Wars 2, and I went because I'm trying out Old Republic. I'm kind of just like, well, I've got to talk to people again and get quests, and it's really, really slow because I've got to. Oh, I've just
That's why
accept
this
quest,
looks more up my alley. It's fast paced.
and now I've got to walk to the other side of the area again and get my XP. And it's back and forth and back and forth. Whereas in Guild Wars, you hop in, you go, I'm going to walk in that direction. Oh, here's an event.
I'm
Oh,
still
here's
waiting
an
for a
event.
Left 4 Dead MMO personally. I just think if you had the whole city and it was just like we're under attack from 20 tanks.
I'm just bored of zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just really bored of zombies.
That's why I'm liking we'll talk about it when we get to them, but like all the new MMO IPs coming out,
Yeah.
shooter wise as well.
Like, on the subject of MMOs and shooters, PlanetSide 2
Mm.
is coming. Once again, gotta watch for the servers now because
We'll
if
see
the
what they're
servers are
like.
no good on release, people are gonna be downloading these games and the servers are just gonna flop. You know,
Yeah.
because that's what always happens.
Yes.
Whenever a new MMO comes out, whenever you get an MMO on day one,
It won't work.
it won't work properly. When I got Guild Wars 2, didn't work properly.
Wait a month or two.
You could get it and you'll probably have a nice game, but it's like within the first couple of months, they're going to be working out the bugs in the servers and the bugs in the game, and it's kind of an uphill struggle. So unless you really want to play that game,
Just
you-
wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
you're best like waiting just like a little bit.
Next game.
Patience is a
Next
thing.
game. Well, I'm gonna go for like the Wii U type thing, but I'm kind of stuck between two. I'll say I'm gonna go with one. The Wii U for me has to be Bayonetta 2, but I've got like a few points. The main
Platinum games.
yeah, there's Platinum games. I've got a few points that made me, can't wait for it. And that's some bits that look good. Is that, and some bits that they improved. Is that the combat looks a bit more fluid than the very first one, which is really good. And from the trailer, it seems to have a bit more of a darker approach, which is quite well interesting. And I'm grateful they finally changed how she looks.
Why is she not naked anymore?
No. She used to wear like yeah. Well, she used to wear like tight leather,
Yeah.
shirt
Tight leather
and very long hair. But now she's got short hair, which makes her look much better, much younger. And she still wears the same like leather thing, but it's a different style. It's a different type of style, and she's got like a raven frill scarf, I guess.
So
I don't
they're
know.
covering
Yeah,
her
yeah,
up.
it's like a rainbow scarf. And from the look of it as well, they said that it can do the tablet switch from screen to tablet, and they said that it's a mover and that you can use a stylus, which I'm quite interested in. Will it work? Won't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of you hear about it and you're just like, that sounds really cool, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think if it's a choice, it's always
Yeah,
good.
it's
like-
a choice because it's big screen, small screen. So
It's like bacon flavored chocolate.
it's like
It sounds good in theory,
but
but
too
I'm
much
not
bacon and
sure.
chocolate. It's like that's what I like about the new Thief game coming out, because obviously it's quite a hardcore fan base, which is an
Yeah.
old game series and it was known for its difficulty. They've got a lot more new things like sort of Dishonored, where you can tag a target on Far Cry 3 if you get me, but it's all optional, and you can have it so there's no HUD, or you can have a HUD, or there's waypoints, you have no waypoints, instant death. I like games where they give the player a choice
Yeah.
of changing the game experience essentially. Not difficulty, but just
Can
the
I
game.
just say how much Ubisoft played lately?
Well, I don't know.
Did anyone well, they announced Assassin's Creed, which I no longer care about.
I stopped after 2.
Because,
Ezio, shut up.
Yeah.
Pirates, fine, lovely.
But the Division is Ubisoft.
I'm there. And then they just went, we're going to bring out a new Deus Ex for a tablet.
It's one of your most successful franchises on something no one plays.
The thing everyone got all excited about when they announced it, and they went, it's going to be for tablets.
It's like that
and
new
people
Halo
just
game
like,
for tablet. That's
"Shut
quite good. There's a Halo game on tablet coming out.
It doesn't look that good.
It looks. It's like
It looks really generic.
It looks fun.
You could probably get 1,000 other games like it.
Yeah.
That's the thing with tablet. The thing with the Deus Ex one is it kind of looks good for a tablet game. But it's like, why did you take that risk with that franchise?
Which was hugely
Because it's
it
not a
got well
spin-off.
reviewed. It got.
It's not a spin-off, and it's not a side title. It's the sequel.
Well, I haven't finished the Revolution yet.
It is the next game in the canon,
I get on with you,
officially.
actually.
So it's kind of just like, well, why would you do it?
Yeah, it's like sort of bringing out Halo 5 on an iPad. You're like,
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's, if you're gonna jump ship to a different console,
make it a spin-off.
make
Or
it
a new thing.
Just make it like make sure it's like something that people are gonna buy it on. Not take a risk and go, oh, people are on tablets, everyone will buy it. You know, because the Metal Gear series did that. They used to be on the old Super Nintendo, the original side-scrolly ones, and then when PS1 came out, Metal Gear Solid started. And then, so on, and now they're
Yeah.
diversified on both consoles. Though, on the subject of Metal Gear Solid 5
Yeah, it's just your
Yeah.
game anyway. So.
It's
I don't know.
looks cool.
Are they gonna
it
have
looks-
Raiden as he is in Revengeance?
I don't know if it's going to be
Prequel.
That's a thing.
Oh, it's
Prequel. It's a prequel.
Oh, it's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel. You're going to be playing as Big
Where's the
Boss.
5th one?
Because number 3 was a prequel.
Oh god.
Yeah, it just can't be the same with Devil May Cry 3.
'Cause
Why is Devil May Cry 3 a prequel? It's third in the series.
It's basically how the games that Kojima works on personally, like towards
Numbered
the main
ones.
story, are the numbered ones.
You gotta give him his artistic direction as well. It's like a fire whale eating a helicopter. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen that in many games.
Because the thing I love about the thing I'm always looking forward to with a new Metal Gear Solid film, haha, game, is the
Every 2 steps a cutscene.
boss battles. I don't care about the rest of the game, but they have some of the best boss battles in any game. Even the limitations with the controls in the early games, they were really.
See, in the Metal Gear Solid 1, fighting the Metal Gear,
They were really. That was terrifying.
it was horrible.
because
but
you
it
know,
was
it
brilliant.
shows up and just roars, and he's like, "I'm very scared now.
And very little.
I mean,
I'm
the
just
only
gonna
one
hide behind this box."
the only one I played was Raiden's one, Revengeance.
Yeah, Revenge.
I played 1 and
Once
a bit
again,
of 2.
the thing I liked about Revengeance is they kind of kept with the whole thing of cool boss battles.
Yeah. But people saying Revengeance is crap and that. Well, Revengeance made me get into the Metal Gear series, so it's not that bad.
It tweets their own.
Yeah.
Like, I still prefer the main series, but I love the fact Revengeance was completely retarded, and I love
Platinum Games, just like look at Anarchy Reigns.
Yeah.
You got the guy from Mad
Though-
World of it.
What I'm really looking forward to is that it's an open world stealth game with driving and everything. And when they showed it
Horses.
off,
Yeah, horses.
when people said that, I was kind of like, eh. And then I saw the gameplay, and I was like,
Just throwing co-op, I'm
works.
told.
that weirdly works.
I want Metal Gear Online. That's what I want. I had so many good memories from 4. Just the madness of.
That's another server thing, because the whole reason why I stopped playing that was because one, the PlayStation broke,
I died. The online.
and
that
then
game.
when I got a new PlayStation, it took so long to download the update to play the game because it was on a separate server than the PlayStation servers. So it was something like a 2-hour download and no background downloady things. So I was like,
Really?
yeah. And that was just for the update. That was for like the first update, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing that.
So and
Forget
I'm
that.
really
I
excited
probably felt like
for. I'm excited for Mirror's Edge 2.
Oh yeah,
Just,
maybe.
I always knew they always talk about bringing it back, but you never thought they actually would. And to actually see gameplay as well, Mirror's Edge is a loved series. I'm just glad they brought it back because it didn't really sell that well. And like they put the Frostbite 3 engine into it. They put a lot of money into it. So I'm glad they're having the risk of doing it again. I'm happy with that. And also just in the Frostbite 3 dice engine, I'm Battlefront 3, Star Wars Battlefront 3. I just was the happiest child.
Any Star Wars fan was the happiest child when that got announced.
I'm on the fence about it
I'm curious that they did.
because EA's doing it, and the way
Did the last one? Battlefront 2.
No, they didn't.
Oh, it was Pandemic LucasArts, but then Pandemic became EA.
Pandemic was under LucasArts for that game.
I'm curious
Why
if
I'm on the
they'll
fence
throw in-
about it is because EA like yearly releases,
But
and
I
they
don't
like
think
doing things by the book. And what this franchise needs to come back is to not do it by the book.
I think they'll
they
just
need-
throw in map packs rather than yearly releases. I think they'll
I
have
don't think so.
Battlefield
I don't
3.
think they will. I think they'll still go for the year. I think they'll go for an annual release thing with Battlefront.
It was a huge series.
That's not. I don't think that's what it needs. I think what it needs is for. I think it'll be DICE that does it.
It is. It's nice.
For them to like kind of look at the game and go, right, this is what we want to do with it. Here's all the Star Warsy goodness. But they need to kind of push the boat out a bit more with it, but not so much that would
Curious they'll
anger
throw in
people.
destruction because that's what the Frostbite 3
Yeah.
engine is known for. And just imagine you sitting there through a wall and Darth Vader comes storming through a
Yeah.
fucking wall.
Yeah,
Looking for the
at the
Coruscant
same
something like that.
time, if they add destruction, they can't add too much destruction because
No.
the whole thing with the Battlefront,
You hid behind buildings and
yeah,
it was
the
such a
Battlefront
problem.
games was
No, I don't
The
think they
maps
actually
were
throw
very
around.
well designed.
Hmm.
The maps were so well designed, especially the best maps I've ever played were Battlefront 1. Because there was just some cool maps.
Floating City.
Yeah, the floating
Yeah,
city.
oh.
Two best bin maps were cool because they had the city one
And yeah, the
and the
indoors.
floating
Underground
base
one.
one. And
Moss
they-
Isley. Just
Yeah.
Oh god.
and they were very iconic, and you can remember stuff about those levels because
Hoth.
you know they
Good
were
old
just so cool. But if you start adding excessive destruction, like battlefield destruction,
I don't
to
think
it,
they will, because
No.
I think they'll.
if you had like say Moss Isley, you know you leveled Moss Isley, what are you going to do?
I think
then?
what they'll do is they'll throw like a few game-changing buildings, so like maybe a tower
Yeah,
map,
I-
and it'll block off. Like in
Yeah.
Battlefront 2, you could destroy the lava bridges if you
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
and you could close gates. So I think they'll have that sort of thing, but with destruction
Yeah.
implied. So if they go that route, I'll be very happy. So I think
And
that'll be a good move.
They're at a risky position because if they manage to somehow balls it up, they're going to just annoy
I mean, the
everybody.
The Battlefront 3 fan base is still, because I mean, people still talking about it, and they're pretty hardcore fans. I don't think they're going to fuck with them, to be honest. After Mass Effect 3 and stuff, just no, I don't think EA are going to.
I think they're kind of just going to go, whoa.
Okay, like, what do you want and don't stab us?
The thing with
I want melee combat for normal troopers.
we all know BioWare is going to be working on the
Star Wars 1313.
No, that's
they're
been
going to be
cancelled.
working on more
That's
story
cancelled
games.
completely. How could
What
they?
I think is Visceral might take that over.
Really?
Yeah,
Because they
Okay.
bought just EA bought all the Star Wars licenses.
they didn't buy it. It's been the Star Wars the Star Wars game license has been given to EA because they were the last ones who were involved with LucasArts.
And made any good games.
They because of Old Republic and stuff, which means EA are quite happy because that means they can make a bit more out of Old Republic.
I'm waiting on Republic Commando 2.
Yeah. That was such a good game.
But it's kind of a bit a hit and miss thing with me.
This E3 is a Titanfall called my.
It didn't catch my eye.
I
Like,
think it's
there's been
good
loads
concept.
of mech games and really cool mech games, especially some ones coming for the PC.
I think since Lost Planets died, really, it's just like the bring up new.
Now, if you look at like Mech Warrior online,
X, that's one.
there's some
Project
really
X.
there's some really cool mech games on the PC, and like this one just screams to me. It's a generic FPS game with mechs.
It's got free running as well.
Still,
It's free run with jetpacks.
whereas there's some really cool like ones for the PC, and you just loads them. What's that game, Hawken?
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh no, yeah.
You get your own mechs and that, and then there's another one. There's mech fighters or whatever.
I think you have Zone of the
Make your
Enders.
own
There's
custom
another-
ones.
What else looked
I
there?
had another Zone of the Enders is coming out soon. Isn't it? I've heard rumours about that.
I would not complain. I would
So if
not
they bring
complain.
that out, that'll make everyone a happy little bunny
As
again.
long as you don't fuck it up.
I like how they're bringing back old series, like DuckTales.
DuckTales.
I didn't really care.
Oh, dude, it was the best game ever. It was so good.
They're doing it remastered.
The-
and they've
and
got
it's same voice
and,
actor
and they've got
everything.
the
It's gonna be
original
great.
voice actor.
It's gonna be
They
great.
brought back Mr. Young.
It's like that Rayman Legends. You like, and then you play it like it's fucking awesome.
I'm sure it'll be lovely if I sat down and played it, but I can't
DuckTales.
bring myself to care about them just
Oh,
making
dude.
such a big deal out of it.
No, it was awesome.
A
It
game
was.
that came out so long ago.
It's
It's
sort of like if
being
they said
remastered.
they're bringing out a new medieval, like the evil one where you do the sword guy. It was Battle
skeleton?
Battle
Yeah.
All Stars. Was it medieval? Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
medieval.
Like if they
Medieval.
brought out a new one, like you'd have a fan base just going yes, and everyone would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, but the thing is though, that was like that's bringing out a new game, and then there's a HD remaster. Of it.
I wouldn't
So-
complain about a HD remastered medieval.
I actually never played Medieval.
If
They
you're
were
listening,
really fun.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah, you'd lose your
It-
head, and it was
it
great.
was about like this guy who like
Sir-
fought against Sir Daniel, and he fought against like this huge evil overlord,
and
right?
the evil overlord killed him.
And basically like he died in the very first arrow volley. Like see him like running the battle.
Yeah,
the first
and then he
arrow
goes,
just
he kills him instantly.
And this evil overlord comes back to life as like a necromancer, and he brings back all the dead, and he wakes up as well, and he's like, what the hell? going
But
on?
they've already moved on and left him, so he was like, "Oh well, I'll just continue."
So he like goes off on this big adventure to like save the princess or something.
It's always a princess.
Yeah, save his wife or something like that. And
Yeah.
he's just like
You find her in certain
yeah,
games. She's co-op or something.
yeah, he's all like undead, and you can like
With his head.
throw it
Do you
around.
remember that game Stubbs the Zombie?
Yeah.
Weird. That was a really good game.
You get to control his hand.
It was bossy, like crawl. Like
It's a thing.
I'm just thinking of games you could bring back now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's
That's
go
an
back.
E3 show.
Obviously, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yep.
Yep.
That needs to be free to play, otherwise I'm not excited at all.
It looks good though.
If there's gonna be a sub free on it, I
don't mind paying.
I'm not giving it the time.
I'm not paying any subscription fee. Apart from
Especially when
PlayStation
there's so
Plus.
many alternatives like Warframe and
Oh yeah,
Side,
Warframe. Warframe's coming out.
Yeah, Warframe's coming out.
Did they show a lot of MMOs?
Yeah.
Like I have a
Warframe's
feeling
not
that
an MMO though, it's a horde-based shoot.
like that Order 1886. I have a feeling that might be an MMO.
I don't think it is.
Do you reckon it's just shooter? Co-op shooter?
Yeah.
It looks interesting. Looks weird but interesting.
On not the subject of MMOs, but you know, just stuff I thought cool. New Infamous game looks awesome.
The second son.
The vent bit.
I showed Spike the trailer and he squealed the same bit that I
It's like where he just went. I was like,
Yeah.
because what I love about
Smoke
Infamous was the way you could
Animation.
move between the buildings, and you could zip line and all that
using
stuff.
icicles to jump a bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I like about, at first I was on the fence with Second Son. I was like, I want to see what
I don't like
you
how
can
the
do with
chains
it.
are weapon though, personally. It's just like so many games to kind of
Yeah.
do chains and whips, like Castlevania do.
That's what we do.
Because what I like about it
It's
is
awesome.
they kind of just looked at it and just went, let's make another Infamous game, but let's just do a different power. So all the new movement mechanics are going to be based around this new power, and I cannot wait to see what it can do with the movement.
Because like you used like electricity to go along poles, like the bolt what they called lights and like
Yeah, you
street
can
lights
go,
and
like,
stuff. Yeah. So I'm curious how fire, like, will you get the ability
Zip line.
eventually to go into clouds?
I'm just glad you still got the hover mode.
Just think if you went to a nuclear power plant and all that spoke.
What I think is it's going to be like the hover is going to be a more predominant.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more of a project.
Yeah.
You know,
It looks like
to
it's all
project
about
them.
like sort of
One thing,
flinging yourself.
one thing I love though about Infamous 1, and that is when you go on like a power cable and you jump at the right moment, hover, you flew. I hope
Yeah.
they keep
It's all train tracks.
Oh, the train's
Going
going to
That was pretty
Not
sweet.
to mention the in Infamous 2 they added if there was like vertical wires,
Yeah.
you could like grab onto it and you could shoot yourself up them,
Oh, wow. Go.
which is kind of the same idea as this one, except it turns like smoke and moves into a vent and then put the vent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
back
because
on.
when I first saw him do the teleport,
So
and
cool.
I first thought of like the freaking Nightcrawler from the X-Men.
Well, there's a character with similar powers in Infamous 2, so I think they've kind of taken a lot of inspiration
Yeah.
from that, really.
Well, the other one I can't wait for though is the Wind Waker HD.
I saw
Because
that.
that's because
That looks really fun.
I've never played Wind Waker.
I never played
and
Wind Waker
I
either.
can't wait for it.
Yeah,
Because I didn't like the whole
Yeah.
Wii controls.
So now you got the
Now I've got the pad, and I'm very much looking forward to it. It looks
Oh.
all lovely and
colourful.
colourful and bubbly.
Yeah, but I
They
do
all
also
look
like
very
the
bubbly.
throwing like a little bit of multiplayer thing in. But it's not, and during your world, it's you get a bottle, you can picture or draw something for the meters, you throw it in, and it appears on the land. So you pick it up and you can just go,
forward to
"Whoa, thank
it,
you."
and you
That's
scribble
very
more,
Dark
I suppose.
Soulsy.
Let's
But
speak about
it's just different.
Dark Souls actually.
Dark
What do we
Souls.
think of the
Dark
gameplay trailer?
It was.
Combat looks like fluid but slow, which is
Yeah.
interesting. It's an interesting.
More Dark Souls, I don't really care.
I still think you
I
take
suppose.
a.
I'll probably get it eventually and then thoroughly enjoy it. And
I-
that's it, really.
I still think you take still too much damage before you die.
It does look like you can take quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, in the
Well-
first one, it was just like 1 or 2 hits.
But
you're
it
dead.
looks like there's a lot more enemies to fight.
Yeah, but still.
What?
Well, the same with Demon Souls. You had loads of enemies to fight in Demon Souls, and it's still 1 or 2
You did have
hits.
more health than Dark Souls, I'd say, in Demon Souls.
Yeah, but it was always half if you knew what to play right. You always kill yourself so it doesn't change the tendencies. So you always still have half health, which is the same as in Dark Souls. So,
Yeah.
and then it was 1 or 2 hits. But on this one, you take about 5, 6 hits, you're still standing, freaking
I
raring
think
to
it
go.
would depend on the enemy, though. If you let one of the most basic hollows wail on you in Dark Souls,
Yeah.
you're going to be lasting a while, even if you just started, unless you're playing as a sorcerer.
8 hits at the start, I'd
Yeah,
say.
so it's kind of you're making this all like these judgments, but at the end of the day,
I think we need
it's
an actual
really,
just
we've only
7-minute
really-
gameplay
yeah,
rather than a trailer.
we haven't really seen a whole lot of it, and the stuff we've seen, especially like in trailers, that's always presented to make the game look cool.
Yeah. Dead
That's the
Rising
thing with
3, they did
trailers.
a 6-minute gameplay thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't like the look.
It
of
looks a lot
It's-
more serious, but I like the amount of
I-
sort of open world.
I just got bored of it, Rise. Now, I mean, number 1 was fun. Number 2 was just it's the same thing, but it's a 90 mission now, and I can't be asked.
I like the wackiness of the series because I don't like zombie games. I don't like zombie games. I don't like zombie movies. They bore me now.
I think
Because
Jojo Real.
I got like really into them at one point, and now I'm just bored.
Mm.
I didn't mind Dead Rising because it was funny,
Yeah.
and they got rid of the funny now, so it's kind of just like
And
it's another zombie game.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes.
We have not saw anything of it.
I
so
saw
I'm not excited.
I saw the trailer, and my god, it looks dark. You got like the old gods
Yeah, and-
coming in. That looks absolutely amazing.
I've
I
saw
like all the
the-
meteors.
Yeah,
saw the
that's the old
trailer.
gods.
And I like the whole, the world's coming to an end, big revolution thing.
Morrigan.
Do you reckon it's the
Morrigan.
finale?
Morrigan.
I reckon though. I reckon you will play as his son. That's what I reckon. You will play
Or
as his son.
if he's the bad guy.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
Morrigan, you could have stopped it all the way through. Like, imagine that would be kind of cool thing. You had the choice. You brought, the first grade one brought.
The kids into the world and
Yeah.
then take them out.
That'd be
Have-
interesting.
Two major things about this.
Dragon Age.
One, we have not saw any gameplay yet. We
This is
remember
true.
what happened with Dragon Age 2.
Yep.
It was like EDF with swords.
It was just like, oh, the gameplay is a little bit too slow in Dragon Age Origins. Well, let's just speed that up, shall we?
No weapon had weight.
Also, no auto attack in that game, which was stupid.
But then they implemented it a bit later on.
they put it in with the PC one on
And then
release.
and then they brought it in for the
Indeed.
consoles. Yeah.
And that was when I stopped playing it. then,
Yeah,
so-
I know.
I haven't played two.
Don't.
Apparently the ending's
Play it,
pretty good. The ending's
the
good.
ending's really good.
You,
It's like the opposite of
You
Mass
play it
Effect
for the like you buy it,
Awful
Yeah.
good.
you buy it, and then you play for the last 15 minutes.
All the characters in it are just enjoyable.
Sometimes that sells you in a game though. If it's got a solid ending that keeps you alright, you can forgive a lot.
I
It-
kind of did forgive a lot because the way the ending set out was like really.
Epic.
Spoilers, by the way. I'm going to spoil. quite
It has
a
been
bit.
out for like 4 years. If you haven't seen it,
Yes.
fuck you.
If
It's
you,
kind of, the last bit. If you haven't got character, it's kind of they do a
apologise,
Mass
swear.
Effect thing.
Well,
So
fuck you.
if characters aren't loyal to you, they can fight against you in the final.
Oh,
conflict.
so you've, that's
So
kind
they
of
all-
cool. So
they
you've
all-
trained them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've all had kind of like their they all have their opinions
Inquisition
about the
and all
final
that. Yeah.
fight. You see, like it's between the Templars and the Mages.
So it's actually finally
Yeah,
kicked off.
it's kind of like the people who support the Templars will like side with them straight away,
Yeah.
and people who support the Mages will side with them straight away.
That's all the other people go.
So if if the character really likes you or like you've built up a strong rivalry with them,
Yeah.
you can kind of say, well, what are you doing with them? That should be fighting with me, and they'll go, okay, and we'll fight with
It'd be
you.
cool if you could just say, no, I stand alone.
But,
We are the wardens.
but you
That
can.
would have been cool.
It's kind of like they have all the equipment that you've given them and stuff.
Yeah.
Which-
well, you actually can't equip anything with them, can you?
You could equip weapons.
It was just weapons, but
like
you
I
couldn't
gave
equip the armor.
Fenris like a badass sword, and then I forgot I didn't actually like help him and side with the mages, and he just
He's
kind of
like,
went,
oh.
I'm gonna go over there, and I'm like, bugger, you got my best sword.
And then with the skills you give me, like, oh shit.
Yeah, but it's like I like that, but that's another thing that's bugged me with BioWare games is the taking away all the customization for
Which I hope
NPC
they,
characters.
Which I hope they bring back.
That's why I quite like it with Destiny. A lot of customization.
Yeah, but like with your party members, like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
look at Mass Effect 1 and Dragon Age Origins,
Mass Effect 1 was nuts.
you could
You
like
could equip bullets. You could.
you could like equip. You could choose what armor your characters have and
I
stuff.
really
You-
enjoyed
you-
Origins. I
you
still
You can
used to
choose
play
what
Awakening.
effect your weapon has.
It's all on my Xbox, all Awakening, all DLC,
And,
that stuff like
but
that.
you got then you look at like Dragon Age 2 and Mass Effect 2 and you just go, we're
Which
taking
one?
all that out.
Mm.
We're just going to take all that out and you can only customize like, clothes.
Mm.
And even then you've got to like unlock that clothes. Which,
Well, even that compared to the original Baldur's Gate, the amount you could do in Baldur's Gate was, I don't know if you've ever played them, but they were customized.
Dragon Age 2 takes place over about 10 years and I'm going to be honest with you, half my party didn't change the clothes once.
No.
Appearance,
It
really.
was just pretty much by the end of the game,
That is
some of them.
dirty. You should always change your clothes.
But one thing I didn't like is how the, spoiler alert by the way, is how they fucked up Anders.
I didn't think we messed up Anders. I'm one of the few people who thinks that we didn't mess up Anders, just because of the way
I
they
don't
paced
know.
it.
Mm.
When you first see Anders, he's like he was in Awakening, he's all happy and lovely, and then as the game progresses, it's if you think of it in a time scale, it makes sense, but because you know you're playing it and time skips, it's more of a shock each time.
Yeah.
Like by the end of the game, there's like discussions with other people go really dark. What was my other point about Dragon Age 3, by the way? I had two points.
You said
Gameplay.
You said and that no auto lock thing. That's what you said.
No auto attack. We just need to see gameplay, and then I will get excited.
Come on,
when I see
BioWare,
the
make us
gameplay.
happy.
I mean, if the gameplay's solid as well, probably a lot more people will forgive too. Just because, like, it's the middle shitty game.
I remember my other point. You know the way these consoles aren't going. The next gen consoles will not be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Right.
This where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, go on. I'll remember.
The way these consoles are not going to be backwards compatible. These BioWare games have been building this like story up. So does that mean they're gonna re-release these games for
The new consoles.
the new consoles? So we've got to buy them and play them
No,
right the
no.
way through again,
I actually think they're gonna.
or are
gonna
they
do-
gonna do a comic strip again?
I'm not too sure. Well, I know they're gonna release the final one for 360 and PS3.
Are they? Is it a PS3 game?
They said something like that, yeah. That they're gonna release it just so you get the final story.
Because
Just so you get the final story, and then I think might lay down the line they will, make a port.
I have some news. I don't know if you guys know. I think it's gonna just be called Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. They've shown gameplay of The Evil Within. They've shown a 7-minute demo.
I don't care about the.
To bring it back to survival horror, I'm hyped for that. And what was the game I was going to talk about? There was something.
Survival horrors never went away. It's just been on the indie market.
It's just been jump scares.
Yeah,
It's just been jump scares.
No, only AAA games have been jump scares. If you go on the indie market, there's some
Spike
really
Valley.
terrifying games.
Yeah, they played one called Stairs, and it was
There's like that 2D one where it's a side scroller.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
it's like the side scrolly Silent Hill game. and
What is
it's
it?
really weird.
I know my sister's
There's
got
actually
it.
one
She
out
wanted
for.
to play it. It's on Steam, but no.
There's actually a new horror game out for. It's only a demo and it's only an alpha. And they released it's called Dread Out, I think, and it's like Fatal Frame, but instead having the ocular camera, you have a mobile phone, and you can, Fatal Frame, you just have to wait and see the ghosts and that.
Yeah.
And this one you can't. You have to look through the phone, and it's on green light now, so if anyone wants to get it, then.
Well, yeah, New Plants vs Zombies as well, which if you haven't played it, is really addictive.
Just don't let your 4-year-old kids
It's
play
just
it.
for tablets, and it's going to be a buy-to-win version.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
Come on.
I was like, yeah, at first, and then I just went, no.
What was the other game I was excited
And I have Plants vs Zombies on this, and I love that game.
It's a great game.
I remember I didn't play it for ages, and I just went, it's on this, and I just got addicted to it for like 3 hours.
Why have they
Realised-
not shown Rainbow Six Patriots, by the way?
Oh, just so you know,
I
Spike's actually on his phone.
I'm just going through IGN, just seeing what they've shown. I didn't know that it's 28 was announced.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Oh yeah, that was it. Blood Bowl 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about
Blood
that.
Bowl 2.
That's just for PC though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just for PC.
Well.
And I'm getting it because I never really played the first one, and I've always wanted to, and I was thinking of getting the first one when that was announced, and now I'm excited.
Let's play maybe?
No, we're gonna fight each other.
Oh my god!
We're
I
gonna
just
play some
realised.
good old fashioned Blood Bowl.
I'm doing a blind left play with Battlefront Tower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Oh,
Nice.
fashioned
Calling
Blood.
dibs on it. And if it's co-op, we're all doing a blind.
Sound?
There you go. Joe will be running in with bombs. And then
Alright, do you think we should wrap it up here?
I think we should wrap this up here.
I'm going on for over an hour.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for watching, those who ever made it this far.
And
Thank you for your patience.
So we're going PS4 1E3, Wii U close behind, and Xbox trailing.
Xbox is just...
Xbox is just. It
And-
fell asleep. At
And
the
a lot of
start,
games this year,
man.
not big titles, but small ones, was pretty good. And they brought
Which we're
that
all
back.
excited about.
Mm-hmm.
We're all excited.
Overall,
about.
E3 2013, pretty good.
We'll probably even carry on this conversation even when the stream starts.
Mm.
Stop. So
But yeah, so that's goodbye
do believe-
from me. If you
Me?
know my name,
Yeah, that would be Spag.
you've ruined it now.
Ah.
It's all gone.
Start again.
So that's goodbye from me.
And me.
And me.
We got Sean and Joe. Sean and Joe.
Yeah, it is.
Joe said first, and then Sean. I was actually before that. My name's
Wow.
Spike.
That's us signing out then,
Yeah.
I suppose.
It's goodbye from Spike, Joe, and Sean. See you next time.
Because we need
Thank
to
you,
we need
Sean.
to check every 24 hours on our pocket thing to make sure we're allowed to